Whether you like it or not, everyone has a personal brand.
Let people know who you are before somebody else tells them.
My statement of personal branding, I think it really boils down to how do you make people feel?
When we opened the studio here, the moment I did the first live streaming in the studio, dressed like this, I immediately got better clients.
And you don't need 10,000, 20,000 followers. The small things have the big impact.
Welcome back to the Dubai Self-Made Show. I'm here today with Kelly Lundberg. How are you?
Nice to see
Nice
you.
to
Nice
see
to
you.
meet you.
Amazing. It's amazing to have you here. She's a personal branding expert. She helps CEOs and entrepreneurs grow online and make an impact with their personal brand. But I want to start with your story and what brought you to Dubai.
I would say an opportunity to support, an opportunity to escape from Scottish weather. I would say let's put it
Okay.
let's put it all out there.
So you are originally from Edinburgh.
I
right?
am,
Okay.
which is a beautiful city, by
I
the
know,
way.
I know.
But the reality was in my very early 20s, an opportunity kind of presented itself where I saw the job for Emirates cabin crew advertised.
How long ago?
Oh, no, now we're showing my age, like 23 years ago.
Okay.
And it was, I didn't even know where Dubai was on the map at the time, but it just said this job in Dubai. And I remember going home and saying to my Mom, where's Dubai? And my mom said to me, Kelly, so we're talking 2002, 2002, because I moved in 2003.
Maybe nobody in the world knew about Dubai.
But my mom said to me this thing. She said, do you know what, Kelly? It's the next up and coming city. I see people talk about it a lot in the papers. I think you should go. I think it's going to open up doors.
So your mom was supportive.
Oh, 100%. Because I
wow.
had said to her, I'm not sure if I want to be cabin crew. And she said, go. It will be the stepping stone to your next big thing. And I was like, wow. I don't know where she hides
What were you doing
this
before
crystal
in Scotland?
bomb.
What were you doing?
So before that, I was working as a holiday rep. So I actually left Edinburgh at 18. While all my friends went to go and study university, I wasn't really clear on what I wanted to do. So I saw this job advert again, but this time it was for being a holiday rep. So I lived in Gran Canaria, I lived in Cyprus, I lived in Fuerteventura for a couple of years. And in between seasons, I became a scuba diving instructor. So I very much experienced people, different cultures.
So it was
life.
not a big issue for you to leave your country and just...
So I went back home at 21, back to Edinburgh thinking, well, now it's time to get a proper job. And I lasted 6 weeks. And that's when I saw the advert for Emirates Airline and asking my mom, where's Dubai? And she said, go. And that's exactly what I did.
Oh my God. And how was life in Dubai back then?
Different.
You were based in Dubai, I
Yeah.
guess, and then traveling.
Yeah, very, very different. And I say different, but it was so exciting from the perspective of everything was new. And I think one thing that still hasn't changed to this day about Dubai
What is it?
is this energy.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
is possible. Anything is possible. And I love that. I feel it's very contagious. I think the energy of the people, the environment that you're in,
So true.
this mindset gives you this superpower a little bit to believe that, you know what, you can do it. So I was cabin crew for a couple of years, but it was that energy that really inspired me. When I was looking around in 2005, I felt like everyone was starting a business, everyone. And I was like, well, if they can do it, why can't I? And this contagious energy in the city.
It's the same
inspired.
feeling I felt when I came.
Which
Besides
was when?
2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I moved right away. I came on holidays for a week and I met my girlfriend who became my wife.
Oh, wow.
On the weekend, they change your life, basically.
We should rename the podcast,
Yeah.
The Weekend That Changed Your Life.
It's so true. So 1 week in Dubai and I decided to open my company, move here,
Yeah.
and then getting married and everything. It was crazy.
I love that story.
It's the power of Dubai. It's so true.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
The people that you meet, I think there is very much this sort of pay it forward attitude.
Yeah.
Where if you're new and someone knows you're new, they'll point you in the direction.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be, at least I can only speak from personal experience,
Yeah.
that there's no gatekeeping.
No.
It's how can I help you? And then you end up helping someone else further down the line.
It's the city of opportunities. I mean, when I was younger, we were dreaming about America in Europe.
Agreed.
Yeah, everybody, right? And I had the dream of going to America. I wanted to go to Miami and everything. But then when I came to Dubai, I felt like being in America maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, same feeling, like it's the new land of opportunities.
Absolutely. And I very much feel that.
So Kelly, I have here a deck of cards and your book, right? Amazing. We're going to dive into that. But before, I want to ask you, now you are a personal branding strategy. How was the transition from cabin crew to open up your company? What happened?
So I launched my very first business in 2005. So that's what prompted me to leave corporate, so to speak, and try my own thing.
What did you do?
I owned a personal shopping and styling agency. So we were the very first...
In Dubai?
Yeah.
Okay.
The very first... it was the very first of its kind, but the whole concept around helping other people shop and style and how they present themselves was my first introduction to personal brand. Because style is one part of your personal brand.
I saw it's one of the slices in your book. I know.
And I think that was for me a huge part of what got me into first impressions, people's perceptions, and really understanding, my own journey as an entrepreneur. What opened up opportunities and doors for me was having my own personal brand. So from launching my styling business in 2005, the aha moment where I understood I had a personal brand was in 2009. And I got asked to work with a luxury retailer brand at the time, Harvey Nichols. They said they wanted to do an event with me, which, when you're building your business, to then start collaborating alongside luxury brands, like this is one of the things that I advertise that my clients should be doing. Look for collaborations. So this particular collaboration, the marketing department had said to me at the time, can you send me over your bio about you? Can you send me over your logo? Everything to do with you. And I sent over what I had. And they said, I'm afraid we can't use this. And I was like, why? What I was thinking, is it not stylish enough? Is it not fashionable enough? But the reality was it was not personal enough. And it was my business. So I'd sent my business logo, I'd sent my business bio. And they said, we can only work with you. And it's a conflict of interest if we start promoting other businesses, but we can work with independent people. And it was like this penny dropped going, Harvey Nichols are not the only people that think this. Media, being on the newspaper, being publications, it was never about my business. It was always the stories about Kelly that got me the engagement and the interaction and opened the doors. So that was for me my first kind of aha, where I ran my then personal brand alongside my styling business. So I just thought this was normal. I thought everybody did this. And then when I sold
But that was in 2009.
Yes.
So early.
And then I sold my styling agency 10 years later, so in 2019. And it was around that time that a former styling client of mine said to me, I've watched everything that you've done. You've done a TEDx talk, you have your brand, you've sold your business. Can you help me do this? And I didn't really know, 2018 actually, I didn't really know that the terminology was personal branding as we know it. It was
still early 2018 as well.
And I was thinking, this is like a dream come true. This is all the things that I've done. And I really believe that you are always best placed to serve the person you once were. And I was serving, so to speak, this client
Kelly
of mine.
In the past.
Yes, but Kelly of 2009. What do I wish I had known in 2009 when I was building my personal brand? So I looked back, I joined all the dots. I was like, hey, that TEDx opportunity came because of this, and this came because of this, and I created this, and I did this, and it sort of all started to fall into place. And that was kind of really how the natural, because it was very organic, the transition from selling my styling agency after 15 years, knowing I had the most wonderful career, loved it, styled incredible people. And honestly, I thought I would do that forever. But I think the big thing is, one of my values is growth. One of my personal brand values is growth. I'm always learning. I'm always educating. And it's the more you know, the more you scale, the more you want to help, and you evolve. And that's good. That's a really good thing. So it's slightly naive at the time, thinking I was going to style forever.
Yeah.
I feel so fortunate that I've been able to have incredible careers. I loved flying. It was a great opportunity at 21 years old to travel the world and meet people and give me confidence. And then to start my first business, shopping and styling people and bringing them confidence, to now really 10xing that, because I would say very much it's exactly what I do is help people with their confidence, but it's much more their visibility. So I now take people from being hidden to seen by doing all the branding in between.
Amazing.
And that's where I feel that everything that I've done along the way
sounds like every chapter is preparing you for the
Always.
next one in your life, right?
Always, yeah.
So tell me more, what is personal branding? Your opinion, like your
My opinion,
statement.
my
Tell me.
statement of personal branding, I think it really boils down to how do you make people feel?
Okay.
So-
I have a different concept, actually.
Okay.
For me, it's more like let people know who you are before somebody else tells them.
Yes.
This is my concept, like letting people know who you are before somebody else tells them.
Yeah, very much so. And I think it's that, how do you make people feel when they come into contact with something you
Okay.
say or do? So for the first time, someone may come into contact with you via your LinkedIn profile. And they might go and they'd be like, hang on a minute, who is this person? There's nothing on it. I can't find anything. Their first impression is, who is this person?
Yeah.
But also, it's maybe an email, and it's a way that they've communicated over email. For example, a massive turn off for me is when someone writes an email to me and it's the same generic email that I've had from everyone else, and they start with, "Hi, I hope you're well." This drives me bonkers.
Look, sometimes it's even worse because sometimes they don't even remove the first sentence from ChatGPT. So it's like, here's a new email for your client.
Oh, I haven't had that
Or at the
before.
end, they finish like, I hope you like this new version.
I've seen that one, actually. And so that for me is very much, how do you make someone feel? How does that email make someone feel when it lands in their inbox? That's your personal brand.
Yeah,
And
you're
people
right.
get very caught up with, oh, it's how you are on social media. And I'm like, hang on, you might not even be at that point.
Doesn't have to be necessarily social media.
No,
It's
totally
how
not.
they feel when they first get in touch with you. Can we say that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's that feeling of even, but I think even before that, I think it's also getting people to really understand that everyone has a personal brand. Whether you like it or not, even if you're not
It
working.
can be offline also, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you're dropping your kids off at the school and you're not working and your circle is, school drop-offs and what have you have a reputation. How do you make the other mums and dads feel when you do that? Do you come across as friendly? Do you come across as helpful? You have a personal brand.
That's so true.
Everyone
That's so
has
true.
one. It's just you maybe don't have an active strategy in your description is making sure other people talk about you in a way that you want them to talk.
You're right. We're basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So this is your concept of personal branding. So what do you do for your clients?
So from taking a client to be from hidden to being seen, what do I mean by the branding in between? I break it down into 7 slices in the book. But really there's core parts that people need some help with more than the others. And as a strategist, I look at the big picture and I can help them with individual parts of it, but sometimes they might need to go deep on one particular area. So we have the strategy as being the first part of my slices or my brand G formula. That's very much about understanding, where are you now? Where do you want to go? Because often the personal brand that people make, the mistake is that they think their brand is just for now. But in actual fact, it's also about creating a narrative of the person that you want to become and start looking out for those opportunities. But you've got to start talking about those in order for them to happen. Yeah. So the strategy piece, audits, one of the things that I really love doing actually with clients is an anonymous audit where they can then send to 5-10 people that they know 10 questions, I get the feedback, and then I can give the clients the feedback of saying, so on a whole, this is what your friends and family think about
Okay,
you.
so this is how they perceive the client,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
that's
you have
an
an idea
external.
of the impact the personal brand is having at the moment.
And you have to know where you are now to where you want
First
to go.
of all, you need to know who you are, because this is the
Exactly.
biggest question, right?
And that's where the cards come in. So we do
Okay.
Yeah, so we do
So
the
we
personal
have
brand
the
values.
personal brand values.
And then I just launched, we did a teen edition.
So
Speaking of lots
how
of
does it
schools.
work? Let me take the one for adults, right?
Yeah. There's
So
slightly more cards in there.
Yeah, I see. So I
there
pick up
should
one.
be- No. So what
No.
you do is take the whole box out.
Okay, everything.
Yeah. And there's black cards.
Okay, yeah.
And there's 4 black cards.
Yeah.
So 4 black cards, if you lay the black cards in front of you, and they should say, so we've got aspiring towards. So
Yes.
if you put that up there. They're the
That's connected,
So that's one side. Then what's the other one?
strongly aligned,
Yep, that one's here.
and somewhat aligned.
Yes,
In the
so that's
middle,
in the
right?
middle.
Okay.
So what you want to do then is you go through the card deck,
Okay.
and I say with a gut reaction, am I strongly aligned, somewhat connected, or less
Okay,
connected?
when I read the
Yes.
cards. Okay.
And then you might go, do you know what? I'm aspiring towards that. Like, for example, some of the things that come to our clients is maybe public speaking, storytelling, personal branding. If it's clients that are working with me, they tend to be the aspiring piece.
Wow.
Then if they really struggle with maybe what that card means to them, we have a little prompt on the back that they can read. Now, what typically happens when someone does this exercise is half the pack ends up in strongly aligned, which I've
Which
started
is a good
to
thing, right?
Well, yes, but we need to narrow it down, because here's the thing. You are probably all of those values to some degree.
Yeah, of
But
course.
what we want to do is get the values that feel most relevant to you now, because that will evolve in time. So what is really important to you now? So in my strongly aligned, storytelling is really crucial.
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah, so
I'm
exactly.
doing it in real time.
Yeah.
Systematic, I'm so bad. Like, I don't feel aligned at all.
So that could be less connected.
Innovation, I'm strongly aligned. Growth, strongly aligned.
See, this is what happens. Then they all go in here.
Collaboration, somewhat. Public speaking, yeah, strongly aligned. Creativity, I think definitely somewhat. Execution, strongly aligned. Yeah, you're right.
So this-
most of the things goes there.
And then what we do, so the ones that you discount,
Okay.
we then go through this pack again.
Okay, you consider that one the most important?
No, and then we go through it to narrow it down.
Okay.
So then you will go again. Okay, so now I've got this. Okay, I'm actually going to put this one here, and I'm going to do this. So generally we can get it down to about 10.
Okay.
Because the idea is I want these to serve the foundation to the content that you put out. When we create clients' biographies, first person and third person, I would love for someone who doesn't know them to read through it and be able to understand from their biography their values are X, Y, and Z.
So important.
Yeah. So I do this when
So
I do
important.
keynotes, and
Yeah.
I will show my biography, and then I will ask the audience, I'll incentivize them with chocolates. But I will say, can you pick out my personal brand values? And they can't. So this is where then the strategy piece starts with the foundation. So there's many parts in that, but it's very much who are you, your message. Many people find communicating what it is they do, they know it so well in their heads, but they forget when they meet people for the first time that they don't know what's going on in their head. So
don't know.
the message, who they are, strategy is the first piece. Then from there, it's style. Now,
Style, you mean how you dress?
well, yes,
Okay.
that's one part. That's
Okay.
only one part. And the reason I put style in next is because many of our clients need photography. So
I know something about that.
and you can't
Owning a studio, I know something about it.
and you can't go creating social media content. So we can't even get to social yet
Yeah.
without having your content. Yeah, without having photographs, without having video, without having B-roll.
What happens when the client, because this happens to me a lot, when we consult CEOs or business owners and they have a large company, maybe they've been growing because they have a good product, but they've never done any personal branding at all, only word of mouth. So they're not used to showing up on a video. They don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, let me grow online, but I don't want to do videos. Do you think it's possible? In my opinion, no, but I want to hear your opinion.
No.
No, okay. Okay, we agree on that.
No, I really
I
do.
tell them, look, I had a client, he paid me quite a lot of money for me to be his consultant, and he wanted to build a community. He's a top athlete, running coach. He told me, Matteo, I want to build a community of runners, but I don't want to show up my face. But I want to create the largest community of runners in Italy, but I don't want to do videos. I don't want to do photos. I just want to create a Facebook group and chat with people. I say, you know what? It's impossible. How can you be? Have you ever seen a religion? Have you ever seen a community? Have you ever seen anything that moves a lot of people without a leader showing up their face? It's impossible. He quit. I'm hoping he will call back for him to change his mind, because he will realize it's impossible.
I think also as we move much more into AI, how do we know what is human and what isn't? And that's where things like communities are going to be huge. Because there is going to be that in person, but also the ability to be able to communicate. And I don't have ChatGPT next to me here. So what's coming from me is my own thoughts, my own communication. I'm piecing it together. And I think that is the piece that's going to start to make people stand out in terms of community.
What's your view on AI? Now that you can generate basically a new Kelly with AI, she's going to be same as you, maybe not exactly the same with the technology we have now, but maybe in a couple of months, it's going to be exactly like you.
Yeah, very interesting.
Do you think you can still grow with the AI-generated videos, or do you think it's impossible?
It's a good question. I mean, I always believe in testing and learning. So I think it's really hard to be able to say yes or no without having tested it myself and actually seen it and experienced it. But with regards to AI, has it made my job a lot easier? Massively. So when I would go through with clients through the brand new formula, like one of the other essays is speaking and opening up opportunities for them to speak. And one thing that we're very good at as a business is helping our clients create what is their UPBS, so their own unique personal branded system or solution that's all their experiences. So you're equivalent to my brand new formula. My brand new formula is uniquely mine. No one else has it because it's built up of all my experiences. So we help clients do that because it gives them a foundation for their content to talk about. It gives them foundations for their keynotes. It makes them them. But the piece that bringing back to about my train of thought now, why I was telling you about creating the UPBS is it's being so important. As then that becomes then the foundation of maybe a book that you wanted to create. These are the pieces then that you can build upon.
So you build your system, and then all the content you create, including your presentation, your book, your podcast, it's all around that system.
Yeah. And you could have multiple systems, but one, this one's for mine now. It might be in 3 years' time. I might take something and create a whole nother framework around it.
I have a system, for example, for scaling a business with 3 pillars, which are marketing, sales, and automation. Okay, this is the 3 pillars of how to scale your business without having to work more hours, which is also important. So this is one. And then I have the master lead system, which is the system I use for my clients to generate more leads for their business.
Yeah, perfect.
So I totally agree on that. You need to have your system. And then once you have your system, you can use it and get more ideas for your content. And they're going to listen to you, and they're going to understand what you are pushing, basically, and what you stand for, and they will come to you.
Yeah, and I think as well, it just simplifies what it is that you're doing so that other people can send work your way. Whether that's booking you as a speaker, whether that's hiring you as a consultant, when people can see this sort of simple framework rather than, hey, I'm in personal branding. Actually, these are the things that I can help. People go, okay, I could see why that works and I could see that works. Yeah. Okay.
Do you build it also visually?
Yeah.
I like that.
Well,
with an infographic, right? I like
and that's what we're starting to do to build on, so then they can take it into whatever it is they want to do next.
But this is also a very powerful tool I use for conversion. Like you are in a call with a client, if you open up your infographic and you show them the system, they understand where they're at.
Yeah.
Remember Kiyosaki, he became famous with his framework, right? The 4 steps, the 4 pillars, let's say. I like that, the infographic. You need to build it visually. What is the main obstacle you see for somebody who wants to go into personal branding and double down on that? What is the main obstacle?
I think there's multiple. And
Mindset,
I would say,
maybe?
I think it's fear-based.
Fear.
I think the majority of time there is fear on what their peers might say about them.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome, I think, comes up a lot. Yes, but I'm only just starting. I've looked at so-and-so. I'm not as far along as that person. So I would say fear is what holds most people back, and the fear of judgment and the fear of not being good enough is probably the biggest thing. And then I would also say that it takes time in the beginning. And a lot of people go, hang on a minute, life gets in the way, because what stands a successful personal brand apart is their ability to continue to show up consistently. So I often talk about your personal brand being a little bit like a long-term savings account, and the compound interest is the consistency that you put in. That's where you get the results. And it doesn't need to be dramatic weeks and weeks at a time. But if you can consistently keep showing up for 5 times a week on LinkedIn for 6 months, you will grow 10,000 followers. Like
100%.
it's easy as I say it's as easy as that, but that's where people fall down, is they don't become consistent.
Question for you. Quantity or quality?
On a platform?
Any platform, yeah.
No, I would say it's consistency. Because if you keep showing up, maybe the quality doesn't have to be the top, but you consistently show up. And do you have to show up 7 times a week? No, but if you consistently show up 3 times a week, that I'm happy for. But this whole piece that people think that this viralness is going to drive them sales, that's not what they should be looking for. It's the consistency piece. In order to keep being seen is when people go, you're doing so well. I always see you. And there's just this assumption that when there's that consistent see, you're doing amazing.
Yeah. It's not that hard to go viral once. I've gone viral multiple times. It's not that hard to go viral once. The hardest thing is being consistent. Like being able to attract clients every week. Every week. This is the system that works.
Yeah.
Also, if you go viral once, in my opinion, you're not going to get any clients.
And I would probably
Because then they will go check out your profile. You have nothing. You have one viral video, and then what else? They can't understand who you are.
I agree.
Do you like the idea? This is a strategy that I use a lot with my clients. I have 2 types of content, right? The content that I want to go viral, and then I have the content that is not going to go viral because it has a call to action. Maybe you are selling. It's going to do 1/10 of the views, very small views, but it's going to sell. So this is the conversion part. How do you like that as a strategy?
And I would say it's probably similar, but any videos, for example, on my social media platform that are specifically personal branding related, they don't perform as well as a post that I might put out about my husband or a holiday or, something that's personally related to not personal branding. So, but the whole thing is you've got to target your audience that you want to serve. Because it's pointless. There's no point in always posting stuff just about your husband or your family or whatever it is. But the point is there is someone watching that content, and people do tell me. So you do need to have, I think, the element of both.
Both, right? I agree.
Yeah.
I also go viral when I post videos of my dogs. But I know my dogs maybe are going to bring me followers, but not clients, right?
Yeah.
But then when you reach a certain amount of followers, some of them are going to be in target for your offer.
And
I agree.
I've learned also, so I had I've had Instagram for years, like since 2000 and I don't know, maybe 11 or something, maybe 2010 when I first started my Instagram. And I had 60,000 followers. It was originally verified by Instagram at the time, years and years ago. And I started a new one 2 years ago.
I saw it, yes.
Yeah.
Why? I wanted to ask you that.
Well, because I think back to the point earlier about test and learn. How can I be a strategist and give tips to clients that I think will work when I built my account 10 years ago, and it's not the same market. This is very coherent.
Yes, I like that.
So I think test and learn is a huge thing. So I was like, is Instagram just focusing on big accounts, on new accounts, or on small accounts? And I found it very much in favor of small account. The same people now follow me, if not more, by the way. The stats on 7, I think maybe I just crossed 7,000 maybe. Same stats, if not more, than
the other
45,000.
No way.
Of an old account with old bots on it,
You messed up like everybody.
Well, and
I had bots, I have everything,
And I think over time you do dead accounts. So like there's just all these dead things on that old account. And I think, social media is as much like going through your wardrobe. When you look at your clothes and you go, do you know what? This just doesn't feel me anymore. And I think your content is also a representation of how you feel. And do you know what? If that page isn't serving you anymore, but all you're keeping it for is the vanity metrics, then more fool you. Get a smaller account, engage with your platform, and you will feel much freer and much more connected. And the conversations that I have with everyone.
So the engagement is pretty much the same, or it's more in the new one? No way.
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
And of course, algorithms
I also think because
have changed.
It's more focused on what you're doing now, the new account.
And my old account, for those that are still vanity metric driven, I can still cross-collaborate with my old account and do both.
Sure.
So it's not going anywhere.
No, of course. It's still part of your tools. Yeah.
And also part of my journey. It became a case study in my book. And I think for that, it's less vanity and more how are you serving your audience? It's never about the numbers.
Have you noticed that now it doesn't matter the number of followers? If you publish a good quality content, it will go viral, right?
Yeah, it will go viral.
So even small accounts, they have a chance now.
Absolutely. They have a chance to grow. They have a chance to convert. But they also have a chance to serve the right people.
Yeah.
And you don't need 10,000, 20,000 followers to build a profitable business.
This is just ego.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I see it now with my clients who are often, many of them, transitioning from other careers. So they're starting from scratch, starting on LinkedIn on scratch. They're starting on Instagram for scratch. And I've seen their newsletters fly off on LinkedIn. I've seen, clients go from 112 followers and then 4 months later, they're sitting at 7,000 on LinkedIn. And on Instagram, the results, the reach, it's all there.
Yeah. Once you serve a client, do you help them understand also the platform where they can become more famous or more popular? Or do you think they should go to all platforms?
No, I don't think, unless you have a social media team driving a huge amount, it's
impossible.
Tough.
Yeah.
So I would always say pick a primary platform.
Okay.
And then a secondary platform.
Yeah.
So your primary platform is usually where your clients are.
Yeah.
And a platform that you like. So for me, my primary platform is Instagram. It's
I like Instagram too. Yeah.
I've been on it the longest. I like it. I have lots of conversations there, but I have to say LinkedIn is hot behind the heels. I love that platform.
Yeah,
and I think for
I can't stand LinkedIn.
Really?
Yeah, it's so boring.
Oh, I love it.
They're all in corporate. I don't know, because in my content I'm more flashy. I'm more Italian. I'm more... Yeah, I talk a lot of shit. So LinkedIn, I don't know if it's the place for me.
Oh, but
I will burn all my list if I go hard on LinkedIn with my content.
Well, but you see, I think then also there's an opportunity for you to stand out, because the posts that do stand out are not the corporate ones. So I had one post.
Really?
Yeah, so I had one post that went viral. This is just one example.
How do you go viral on LinkedIn? Let's talk about that.
Well, it's testing and learning. So I have tracked everything since the start of the year. And I have tracked every single post and where we've picked up clients, as in where we picked up clients, but also where we picked up followers. And the viral posts can bring anywhere between 200 and 700 followers in 1 week based off one post, versus others which might bring in anywhere between, 25 to 50 followers.
What type of post are you talking about? Videos or...
So videos don't work on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I know.
I know that
this is why I suck, because all my posts are videos. Yeah.
Pictures. Pictures. Storytelling.
Pictures or also just text, plain text? Pictures.
So storytelling works really well. And I think it very much is away from the norm of what people think they should be posting on LinkedIn, and the content that performs well. So back to your question, what content performs well for me is anytime I talk about Dubai and my experience of living here for 2 decades, whether it's as an entrepreneur, they work really well. But anything that's story led, so if I do a post about Edinburgh, if I do a post the most recent one that went viral was about Sri Lanka. And I had a holiday in Sri Lanka, and I talked about the incredible hospitality that we had experienced while we were there, not just in our Airbnb, but around the different restaurants and what have you.
Which is strange because LinkedIn, I mean, maybe the LinkedIn public do not expect a post about a trip to Sri Lanka, right? So this is the surprise,
and
the element of
a
surprise.
Picture of me by the pool. Now, not in a bikini, I will be clear on that. But what is an interesting metric on LinkedIn is the reshares. So the last time I looked at it, that post had been reshared more than 65 times. And then off the back of that, I got an inquiry just last week. So actually I got a podcast interview. Oh, I saw your post on LinkedIn. I'd love for you to come on this podcast. 1, that's going to lead to other opportunities. 2 was a speaking opportunity. I saw your post on Sri Lanka. I'd love to invite you back to Sri Lanka for
now you're a celebrity.
A speaking opportunity. And I now have a big database in Sri Lanka. But that is just one example.
But do you believe also part of these invitations are because they saw the rest of your content, they find out who you are?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's the
so you need to have your elements of conversion around all those platforms.
And that comes back to the second pillar that we got to was style. People just think it's what you're wearing, but it's your overall style aesthetic.
Yes.
Do you have a website? Do you have nicely branded pictures on LinkedIn, or is it a black and white selfie of you with sunglasses on? These are the things that the style is the first impression, even if you haven't met someone in real life.
Let me tell you something. Since when I opened the studio, it was end of 2023, beginning of 2023, when we opened the studio here. The moment I did the first live streaming in the studio, dressed like this, I immediately got better clients. I mean, more successful entrepreneurs. So I think the studio plays a role because they saw a professional setup. It's style. We can say it's style.
Absolutely. And then that piece then filters into your social media, your stationery. So all your collateral assets. When people meet me for the first time, they see there's the yellow. There is a story with that. How does it all come together?
Tell me about the lemon. Why the lemon?
So it's a bit of a metaphor. So the book's called De-Seed the Lemon, Elevate Your Personal Brand One Pip at a Time. My Scottish granny used to always have hot water with lemon. And then she would always cut the pips out of the lemon. And I used to say to Granny, why are you doing this? Like when I was wee. And she would say, well, Kelly, no one likes their pips in a hot water with lemon. But I didn't drink it, so I didn't understand it. And then, of course, as I got older, I drank hot water with lemon. I learned, mojitos, whatever. No one likes pips in anything. They're annoying. And I took it as a really clear metaphor that the small things have the big impact. I've been to the nicest 7-star, 5-star hotels, and some of them serve me hot water with lemon with pips. And the ones that have gone to the extra effort to de-seed the lemon, for me, they have made a much bigger impact.
Amazing.
It's the small things. And when it comes to personal branding, it is not the viral reel. It's the small things that you've done consistently.
Yes.
That's going to make you stand out and have that incredible first impression. So it's down to my Scottish granny.
Amazing. How important is it, in your opinion, to have your own format? And how many format? By format, I mean, your setup, your style.
I think it can change. I think first of all, it's got to be accessible to you. So I made the mistake in the beginning going, I need this set up and it needs to be this, but then you had to go to a studio to do this, or you have to go here, or you have to do this. You have to make content work for you. And I think for me, that's a big thing. So is it once a month you hire somewhere and you create all your content in one batch? Great.
It has to be sustainable, right?
Exactly.
Sustainable.
So I think for me, it's less about the aesthetics and more about what works for you in order to be able to create that content consistently. Then if you can then start to find something that's really easy, like the most natural content that works the best for me, and it's really frustrating is when I walk home from the gym at 6:45 in the morning, I'll sometimes do a little piece to camera. And it's probably where I feel most energized. I feel like ideas have come to my head post-gym. And that content does so well.
Question for all the ladies listening to the show. How important is the makeup? You have to look good. Because this happens a lot with my clients. I tell them, look, you are inspired. Pull up your phone, do it now, because energy is the most important thing. And they say, oh, Matteo, but I don't have the makeup. I just went out of the gym. I'm all sweaty. How can I do it?
Yeah, that's what I've learned.
Do not let those things stop you. But tell me your opinion on that.
I would very much agree. But I was once that person. I was that person that would hire a professional makeup artist, that I would make sure that all my content was only done when I had my makeup done. But I realized that it was...
Do you support those theories?
No, because it's not sustainable.
Yes.
So that was me 10 years ago. And I think then it becomes more apparent. The more you understand yourself, the more that you appreciate what is it that you're bringing. For me, authenticity is such a buzzword, but what does it actually mean? And for me, it's when am I the meest me? Chris Doe talks a lot about this as well. When am I the meest me? When are you the you-est you? Okay. How people see me on Instagram stories, for example, should be the same as when we first came in here. And you're like,
I had the same feeling. Yes.
Yeah. And that for me is authenticity. And I remembered, I think the big moment about that was Instagram story has all these filters, and I was a part of that, using filters. And then I would go and get face treatments done. And it's important to, I believe, show the real journey. Like your face looks like a tomato after you've had a face treatment. Show that. And then it was, who am I serving by putting a filter on this? No.
You're right.
Okay?
You're right.
If I want to be that person that if you'd bumped into me outside the clinic when I'd had a facial or a whatever, a laser treatment, that's me. And that, the more me I've been, the more meest me, the who you are, when like I don't notice the cameras here. Because this is, if we were sitting in my house and you would ask me these questions, this is exactly how I'd be. Who are you when the cameras are off?
I totally agree on that.
Yeah.
It's so important also to make it sustainable, as you said. So you go out of the gym and you're inspired.
And then these videos do really well. And
I know.
And then it's okay.
So you created your own format just out of the gym with Kelly.
And there's one park that there's less amount of people in it. And I walk through that park and it works really well.
Sometimes weird things happen. I was walking out of the gym long before the pandemic, right? Long before the pandemic. And I did a video just like you, walking out of the gym. And I say, today is a beautiful sunny day. I'm going out to the gym. Then I'm going to have breakfast. Then I'm going to go to the beach. And then during the pandemic, that video went super viral because one idiot found it and he thought I was going out in Dubai during the pandemic, out of the gym and everything when we were all in lockdown. It went super mega viral, like millions of views. Most of them were insults, but they still generated a lot of followers. So weird things happen, you know, when you're just authentic.
And I think the caveat from that is, for me, was appreciating that not everyone has to like you.
Yeah. Do you get many haters?
No, not really. But maybe my accounts aren't big enough. I'm very sure that maybe I do, and they don't send me messages. But the piece is understanding that you do not have to be for everyone. And when you understand that your content isn't for everyone, but you are serving some people that really like your content, you serve for them. Yes. And for me, then I'm like, okay, because the reality is I don't like everyone.
Of course.
So if I don't like everyone, why would I expect everyone to like me? So find your people. Your people will be attracted to your content. And the others, it's okay.
Look, I received in the past many comments in my videos that they were saying, but this is only for entrepreneurs. I'm not an entrepreneur. So what can I do? I just want to make money. Bro, this is not the page for you. I'm just speaking with entrepreneurs, business owners, and people who want to launch their own project. This is not the page for you. And I used to get those messages a lot. Now they disappeared. Maybe because the algorithm understood my content. They understood I'm only speaking for entrepreneurs. And they're bringing more people with the business, CEOs, business people in general. So it works. I think the algorithm will pick up the type of content. They will understand actually who you want to attract, and they will bring more of those people.
Absolutely.
But do you think that if you are creating too many different formats, speaking about too many different topics, then maybe you're not going to get to your target audience?
Yeah, and I think it's finding, but that then comes back to that strategy piece. Is what
if you change too much, like today you're talking about animals, tomorrow you're talking about politics, the day after you talk about personal branding, then
Well, and I think it's always bringing it back to either your UPBS, so your unique personal branded system or methodology, or bringing it back to the Sri Lanka post that went viral on LinkedIn was very much related to brand.
Yeah, so you always find a way to connect your viral post with your business.
Yeah, and it was about de-seeding the lemon. It was the small touches that made the big impact. And
I do the same. When I share content about the hotels I visited and stuff, I always try to connect it with business. Yeah. Like, this is how you should treat a client. This is how you should sell. This is how you should upsell.
Yeah.
So I always find a way to connect to my main topic, which is strategies for business.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's a part of the podcast, I always ask the same question to everyone because we like spirituality and we believe that when you are an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, there always has to be something, you have to believe in energy, right? Mm-hmm. Energy that connects us all. And then we dive into spirituality and crazy stuff. So I want to ask you, do you believe in God? How do you see this world, spirituality, how we are all connected? What is your opinion?
I've never been asked that question on a podcast.
Yeah, but this is how...
Yeah, I'm very open. So energy for me, again, probably goes back to how do you make people feel? I think there's this invisible...
Yeah.
I feel
but you feel the energy in Dubai because we have like a global consciousness that connects us all.
And that is an invisible piece that we can't see, but we can feel.
You feel it.
So I very much feel that we're definitely connected, but I think the more connected you become to yourself and understanding who you are and understanding, I went through a big divorce. I sold my business. There was a big, transition in life for me. And all of a sudden in my late 30s, early 40s, I was like, who is Kelly? What does Kelly like doing?
Yeah.
Who does Kelly like engaging with? And all of those things really opened up opportunities to go, well, does Kelly like meditation in a luxury swimming pool and the sound healing, or does she like yoga? Does she like lifting weights? And I think,
have you tried all those things?
All of those things.
Okay.
So I think there's a huge piece in that self-discovery, in you understanding yourself to then be able to go, what else is out there?
Yeah.
And I'm a huge believer, probably back to that test and learn strategy in business, but also test it for yourself. It frustrates me so much when people say, oh, Dubai is horrible, or I hate Dubai. And I'm like, have you been? No. So know from yourself. And the same when it comes to a meditation, or, do I meditate every morning in bed? No, definitely don't. But do I love the opportunity once or twice a month to go and experience it in a manner where someone's guiding it and it's something different to do with my girlfriends rather than go to a bar? Yeah. I'm 100% into trying that. And I've been very much on a journey this year of no alcohol. And it's been very interesting taking a step back from that and seeing
being Scottish, it's part of the culture, just like in Italy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
But the clarity that's come with that,
it's huge.
Also the different situations that I've put myself into, because the natural go-to would be, let's go out and have a drink. So then I've experienced many more aha moments or personal things that I probably wouldn't have tried if the option of going, shall we go to the bar and have a few glasses of wine? And that kind of led me on, like last night, breath work. Would I maybe have done
more about that? I've done it many times.
And
it's strange, huh?
Isn't
it's
it?
Very strange.
But so empowering. You might be able to do a better job of explaining exactly what it is. But...
Well, for those who don't know breathwork, it's a meditation practice where you have those 90 breathwork. You have those headphones that simulate a lot of sounds in your head, right? It's like feeling from the right side, then the left, then on top of you. It's like you're surrounded by those musics. Yeah. And you have a guiding voice that will guide your meditation. And you've done the one with the ancestors, right?
Yes.
I've done that too. Yeah.
I had no idea what I was going to. And the
60 minutes? How long was that?
Yeah, but the breath work was only 20 minutes where you had to do the...
Yeah. That's exactly the same I did.
And it was in an immersive space, like it was done so well.
Have you cried, or what happened to you?
No, I didn't, but I felt incredibly empowered from the whole experience. Like I walked out of there and just things that you don't give yourself time to think
Yeah.
about. You know, those that have walked before us, and the imprint that they have somewhere on your DNA, I found hugely empowering. And this morning in the gym, like, I hate cardio days, but I do it once a week. I'm much more lift weights, and I just love it. But we do this cardio, and I ran this morning because I felt so inspired, and I ran the fastest I've ever ran. And I don't know if this energy came from my ancestors who were maybe
Who knows?
escaping a saber-toothed tiger. I don't know.
Who knows?
But I just felt so empowered that I think coming into this word of legacy, it comes back to me. It's how you make people feel now is legacy, I believe.
It is.
And beyond that, it's the impact on what we do on people now. Is this feeling empowered? Feeling is now. And then what you go and do with it. So
I've done the breath work maybe 20 times.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah.
You were a pro.
I'm a pro. No, I've been into spirituality and these kind of things for since forever. I really like that stuff. Yeah, I'm still on my way to finding my own truth. As you said, this is the most important thing. Like, try different things and find your own truth, what you truly believe in.
Yeah.
So I've been always around this kind of stuff, and I've done the breathwork around 20 times. And at the beginning, the first few sessions were I just felt better after.
Yeah.
Like more oxygen. Yeah, you have the feeling, right? Felt better the day after in the gym, because also it improves your lung capacity. So it's actually a workout. You burn a lot of calories when you do those practices. And then one day, the one with the ancestors, that really changed my life. I swear to God. I never had that impact during the 90 breathing sessions, but that day I came tired. I didn't want to go. My wife told me, okay, we booked, we still have to go. Okay, I'll go. But then I'm like, okay, I'm going to just listen to the meditation and sleep for 60 minutes. That was my plan.
Yeah, there's no sleeping in those kind of...
No, but that was my plan. Like, relax, breathe, and then just sleep. I'm not going to do the full practice because it's powerful, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's effort.
It's exhausting. But I heard a sentence during the meditation from the guiding voice that said, we were always here. And maybe you listened to that one too, because it was in that meditation. I don't know, it just hit me somehow. And I started a journey like a proper visualization stuff. It was unbelievable. And I saw all my ancestors around us. And I saw my whole life since when I was young until now. And I kind of relived all those moments when I was struggling, when I was broke, when I was lost, when I was poor, when I was building my business but no success, and I was crying, I was heartbroken because I was putting all my energy into that and it wasn't working. I relived all those moments and they were there. And they were there cheering for me, supporting me. Mm-hmm. And I saw these lights shining around me, and they were my ancestors. I started crying. And then I saw my father during the meditation, who passed away when I was 10. I saw him vivid, like he was there. I swear to God. And he hugged me, say, I'm so proud of you, what you've become. I have goosebumps. It was amazing. Wow. And then I start crying. And then since that day, something changed within me. Like I have the feeling that we're always supported by invisible forces that help us during our journey. And that I was never alone. And I'm not alone. And I will never be alone. It was crazy. It was life-changing for me. Yeah. I have no more fear after the day. I have no more fear.
That's a great way to put it. No more fear. Well, I had no more fear of the running machine.
Yeah. So you felt the energy, eh?
Yeah, it was really good. Really
you should try it more times. Yeah. The breath work, it works a lot.
Yeah, I will do.
Kelly, thanks you so much for the conversation. I think it was brilliant.
It was my pleasure.
So Where can we find it? Yeah, it was inspired. Where can we find you online?
So LinkedIn, I think we talked a lot about. Instagram. KellyLundberg.official. And I have my same, it's branding. Everything's Kelly Lundberg, my own website. I am
easy to find.
Very easy to find.
Thank you so much.
It was
for coming.
my pleasure.
I'll see you next time. Thank you.